Hello. Today I will provide a real-life example of how the working memory model created by Baddeley and his associates works. As you can see in this diagram, there are four components of the model: the central executive, the articulatory loop, the episodic buffer, and the visuospatial sketchpad. Let's use the example of driving a car while talking on a cell phone. We all know that this is not a good practice, but we can use the working memory model to explain why. When we are on the phone while driving, there is a lot of sensory information coming into our brain. The central executive analyzes the sensory information and decides what information is important, and then sends it to the appropriate working memory subsystem. First, your phone conversation will go to the articulatory loop for processing. Second, the information from your eyes concerning what you are seeing on the road and the car's dashboard are sent to the visuospatial sketchpad. The episodic buffer will help maintain the information in the articulatory loop and visuospatial sketchpad. In addition to deciding where to send sensory information, the central executive has to decide the amount of attentional resources to devote to each process. Think about attention as the fuel that working memory uses to complete its work. Just like a car only has so much gas in its tank, our minds have a finite amount of attention to devote to any task. The more fuel used to complete a given task, the less fuel there is available for other tasks. Listening to and analyzing a conversation takes a significant amount of attention. We have to understand what the other person is saying and keep enough of the conversation active in our mind so that we understand how new remarks the person makes relates to what has already been said in the conversation. On the other hand, the visual aspect of driving takes a lot of attentional resources as well. We have to pay attention to the other cars on the road, traffic signals, road signs, road conditions, and we have to look at the instrument panel on our dashboard to keep track of our speed and how much gas we have left. So, when you are talking on the phone while driving, the central executive has to decide which tasks are given more attentional resources. From a logical perspective, driving the car should take priority. However, research suggests that we value human interaction over objects, so more attention is given to your phone conversation rather than driving. You may try switching your focus back and forth from the conversation to driving, but you will never be able to give both processes the adequate attention they deserve. What about connecting your phone to your car speakers via Bluetooth so you can talk without holding the phone? Hands-free phone conversations are just as dangerous because you are still splitting your attentional resources between the phone conversation and driving. What about having a conversation with a passenger in the car? Isn't that just as dangerous as a phone conversation? On the surface, you would think it is just as dangerous, but it's not. When you are talking to a person who is physically in the car, you have an extra set of eyes that can help you keep track of what is happening on the road. With a phone conversation, the other person has no idea what is happening with traffic. I hope this example helps you to better understand the working memory model and why multitasking is impossible.